I call them the impossible galaxies, but of course the galaxies are real. What's impossible is the Big Bang theory. So let's start at the beginning. The Big Bang is an explanation for the phenomena that's been observed for 100 years, that light from distant objects is shifted to the red, to the long end of the spectrum. And we know that because light from any element produces bright and dark lines. And this pattern of bright and dark lines is well understood from experiments on Earth. And we can see that it's shifted more and more to the red as the galaxies become more distant. The question is this due, as Hubble himself thought, to something that happens to the light that causes it to lose energy as it travels, or, as in the Big Bang, is it due to the physical expansion of the universe that creates a stretching of the light and shifting it to the red? Well, it turns out that there's a critical test between these two alternatives, which was discovered by Tolman back 90 years ago. And this has to do with an optical illusion that occurs because of the expansion of the universe. When an object is closer to us, when the light is emitted, it looks larger, much larger than when we observe it today. So a galaxy at a redshift of, let us say, 3 is going to look much larger today than if the universe was not expanded. So this produces the peculiar phenomena, which nonetheless there is no debate about. If the universe is expanding at redshifts more than 1.6, the apparent diameter of an object starts to increase with greater distance instead of decreasing. Now, of course, if the universe is not expanding, if space is as the space is here on Earth, more distant objects look smaller according to that simple linear equation. The angular size of galaxies of the same luminosity at different Z is a test of the expansion of the universe. So let's look at the difference. If you hypothesize a galaxy the size of the Milky Way, let's say, or any fixed size, then if the Big Bang is true, you predict a rising curve of angular observed size. If it's not true, you predict a declining. So there's a big difference that grows with redshift. If you turn this from prediction to observation, this means that for galaxies at a given angular size, the linear size, the true size, how many thousand light years across they are, is going to be different for the two hypotheses. So they're in the opposite direction. For the no Big Bang, if you have an object of a constant size, it's going to be bigger in true size the more distant it is. The moon is a great deal bigger than my hand, even though I can cover the moon with my fist. In the Big Bang, that's not true. And more distant objects of the same angular size have a smaller and smaller intrinsic size. Well, what did the Hubble Space Telescope discover about this? Ricardo and I and our colleagues examined this at great length. And we discovered that in samples from 10 to 100 galaxies, and each of these dots is the mean of many galaxies at redshifts extending out to 5.5, the mean radii was exactly the same if it was calculated on the basis of a non-expanding universe. Exactly what we predicted. So this was a very good prediction, and it did get published in the same journal. So we were not really jumping into the dark when we predicted in the paper that we had to self-publish online that for resolved galaxies of a given mass or luminosity, the angular radius will decline as 1 over z. So we predicted from this formula that what we would see with JWST is the same as what we had seen with Hubble Space Telescope, galaxies of the same size as our own Milky Way. So what happens? This is actual observations from Hubble and from JWST. So these blue dots are the galaxies as calculated if the universe is not expanding. And as you can see, these are the brightest galaxies that are observable by either telescope. For either HST or JWST, they are indeed in the same range. They're galaxies like ours that are tens of thousands of parsecs across. If you take the expanding universe calculations from the same data, you get these orange dots. And these orange dots show that these are hypothesizing galaxies much smaller than our own, even with Hubble, and absolutely tiny with JWST. If you look at the icons to the left, this gives you a good idea of the contrast. This would be a galaxy the size of the Milky Way. This dot would be a hypothesized galaxy if the universe were expanding. And remember, these are galaxies that by their light we can tell are as luminous or more luminous than the Milky Way, but hundreds of times smaller. So this is just physically impossible, because it's physically impossible for these galaxies that are supposedly the predecessors of our galaxies to grow 100-fold. But actually, things are going to get worse for the Big Bang, even though this is already conclusive evidence against it. There's an independent way of measuring the radius, independent of the question of whether the universe is expanding or not, which is, earlier this year, an existing very large telescope, a radio telescope on Earth called ALMA, started taking spectra of galaxies. And from these very sensitive spectra, you get these lines that are characteristic of the various elements. From the height of these lines, you can determine unequivocally what the mass of the galaxy is, the mass m in this formula. From the width of these lines, you can determine what the velocity of rotation of the galaxy is. From Newton's law of gravity, we can determine that there's a minimum radius that this galaxy must be, which is simply this formula, which is proportional to m over v squared times the universal gravitational constant. So very basic physics, you can get an unequivocal measure of the minimum radius. So for galaxies that were observed at a redshift of between 4 and 5, what do we find? Well, I took the 4 most precisely measured galaxies, not the ones that made my point the best, but the most precisely measured. And I determined the red dots are the minimum radius based on this independent measurement, which is, if you can't read this, it's a little dim, 10 kiloparsecs about. The green dots are the radius measured from the angular radius and the formula using non-expanding space. So as you can see, they are all comfortably above the red minimum radius. The blue dots, and here's the punchline, are the radii calculated using the expanding universe. And they are from 2 to 4 times less than the minimum physically possible radius. So, I call them the impossible galaxies, but of course the galaxies are real. What's impossible is the Big Bang Theory. Now this is going to get much worse with JWST, because we're going to get the same galaxies out at twice as far, twice the redshift, and instead of being 2 to 4 times impossibly small, they're going to be 6 to 12 times impossibly small. Why does this all matter? Why does it matter whether the universe is expanding or not?
To continue watching this video, click the link in the top left or in the description below. Or visit iai.tv for more debates and talks from the world's leading thinkers on today's biggest ideas.